Well, hello there. It's Andy, your lonely libertarian citizen of Simi Valley, California. Happy New Year. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be a very happy New Year for most of us out here. You may notice I'm wearing glasses today. Usually I wear contacts, but I've unfortunately come down with a little eye infection. So having bright lights unfortunately hurts my eyes a little bit. So I have to wear these sunglasses even at night. So that's why I'm wearing these sunglasses. They are prescription sunglasses. But back to the story at hand. I don't think it's going to be a good year, and I'll tell you why. The other day, I came across a fellow on TV who was talking about some work he had done with regard to the financial markets and basically the macro view that, how much wealth does the average American and all Americans in general own? What is our wealth beyond all debt? And when we take the wealth of Americans and then subtract the debts, we come out with $18 trillion. Now, 1/4 of that is our houses collectively. And when you think of our houses, you think, well, we can't sell them all off. They'll go down in value to pay off our national debt. We can't, where will we live? In tents? Well, obviously we're not going to do that because it's every man for himself. So most people will not be selling off their houses to pay off the national debt. And there's a theory out there that somehow we can grow this economy and the growth will somehow outrun the national debt. Well, if anybody's been watching lately, you'll see that bond interest on our national debt has been rising. What people expect to get if they invest, so-called, or give us money, really, because they're not getting it back, I don't think. But if they give us money to, buy our bonds because somehow they still think they're safe, well, they've gone up, percentage point in many places. 30-year bond is approaching 5%. 10-year bonds are up. Many of the bonds in the past month are up 17 to 30%. Interest rates are up. So, even though it's still relatively low, but each percent that we spend is $140 million, I'm big numbers here, $billion. So when you think of $140 billion as a slice of the overall pie, how many 140 billions can we add to it? And at what point will our interest be just too large? Well, I'll tell you at what point. Now, our national wealth, the wealth of all Americans, not the wealth of the banks, not the wealth of foreign owners of our stock market, but the wealth of Americans, the American citizenry, is now lower. Our net worth is lower than the national debt. Folks, we can't grow our way out of this. We are going to default on the debt. There's no doubt about it. The question is, how will it affect you? Well, it's going to affect you in higher prices that you'll have to pay. It's going to affect you in lost productivity and lower jobs available, less jobs available. It's going to affect us in how our friends from overseas think about us. It's going to probably end up that our military will either be lost in the desert, won't be able to get home, or if they do come home, they'll be coming home with a lot less equipment because we'll probably be sending that equipment to somebody else. So, folks, this could be our last year as a country. We will either muddle through and just get more depressed and we will have less for everyone, or we will probably end up revolting. I don't know how it will end up, but I have a feeling we could end up revolting. When you look at our country in general, we at one time were a free country. Most people in this country had no contact with the federal government. And then along comes 1913 and the bankers' evil wishes to control us all. And what did we get? We got, 17th Amendment, popular election of, or actually the buying of candidates for the Senate. Then we had the 16th Amendment, which is a tax, they say, at least the Supreme Court ruled that no new tax can be inferred from the 16th Amendment, but it gives them the power to tax anyways. I don't know how that works, but it sure sounds fishy to me. Also, I've also heard that the 16th Amendment wasn't properly ratified. Another fishy thing. Then, of course, we get the Federal Reserve Act. That's interesting. Federal Reserve Act. Shouldn't our money be gold and silver coined money? How do we get this Federal Reserve note? What, are we all blind? Since 1913, the value of our dollar, the purchasing power, has gone down 99%. It is now worth 1/100th of what it once was in 1913. I could go into it and tell you why, but just think of 1933 and what they purchased the gold at. Do the math and you'll figure it out. It's worth a lot less today than it was once worth. And when you add in the fact that we're now all paying taxes upwards, some of us as high as 50%, when you add in state, local, and all the other taxes we're paying, some higher than 50% if you're in California. Well, what's it worth to be more productive if your money's worth a lot less? Now, a lot of people say, well, I can still buy things. And yeah, you can. But I'll tell you, you're working a lot harder to get those things. How much of your life force was given away in the time that you gave up to get those things? How hard is it to get a house today? How many people do you need to work? You need to work in the household just to support the children that are coming about. A lot of people don't want to have children these days. It's too expensive. That's what I hear. Thank God for natural impulses. Maybe that's one way we're replacing ourselves. But anyways, I don't think it's going to be a very good year this year, guys. I really don't. Don't know what to tell you. Prepare. Get prepared. Do your best. If you look right behind me here, you'll see that I keep a little extra in the store here. Canned goods, rice, beans, and this is my little thing in case I get stuck at the store. I have a little hot plate back there. I can cook something. But, I also have food at my house. Lots of food. I'm prepared, pretty much. But are you prepared? Think about it. You want to be paying $8, $10 for a loaf of bread? I don't think so. You want to be paying $10 for some gasoline? I don't think so. And that's where we're heading. So all I gotta say, people, is, watch out for yourselves. Get prepared. Know it's coming. It'll be like anything you've ever heard of before. It will be unlike anything you've ever heard of before. Imagine a tornado and a hurricane and an earthquake all wrapped up into one, all across the country. That's the way it's going to be. Well, that's it for now.